This is Suburban Life Spring Annual. 25 cents. March 1907. By Suburban Life Company Publishers, Boston, Massachusetts. And the back of it has an ad for Biltmore Nursery. From the last frost until the first frost. And as you will see, this is a very beautifully done magazine about people at the turn of the 20th century living outside of the city and the sort of things that they would want to read about and the sort of ads for things that they would want to buy. Of course, in 1907, the primary source of entertainment was a musical instrument. So on the inside cover, we have an ad for Steinway pianos. In passing judgment upon pianos, the Steinway serves as the criterion, the representative of every point of piano perfection. Point by point, the questioned instrument is compared, the tone with Steinway tone, the construction with Steinway construction, its standing among artists and musicians with the Steinway standing, its price, these points considered with the Steinway price. It was, if you had a house and if you had a family and a parlor, you needed a piano. And that's all there was to it. Because music was part of the home life. There was no TV, there was no radio at this point. Few people had gramophones, so that was very important. Here's an ad for lighting, and if we get to the beginning part of the magazine, it's an ad for Tiffany and Company. You might remember Breakfast at Tiffany's, the movie, or you might just be familiar with it on Fifth Avenue in New York. The same store. And as you can see, suburban life back then wasn't like the American Beauty suburbs of today, but it was just outside of the city, below the urban part, where people still had kind of a farm-like existence. But here's ads for different houses. Austin's dog biscuits, the best food for dogs. Bradshaw's Farm Book. Raised squabs, it pays. This is just Rhode Island Reds. This is just ads for the people who, and like even today, people who have chickens and want to make their own eggs. I guess squabs was a big trend back then. Sundials. Dorothy Manor's hand-woven rugs. How to beat and feed frogs. How 20,000 chicks were hatched in 3 months. Lawnmowers. Feed for eggs. Jersey Reds get heavy fast. Pigs. Here we go. The Mexican War and its many lessons, its personal anecdotes, and its thrilling chapters of individual bravery and zeal is faithfully portrayed and illustrated in the Metropolitan magazine for April. A 100 Golden Hours at Sea. The Lenox Hotel in Buffalo. Hotel Cumberland, New York. Hotel Normandy. Your bathroom equipped with standard porcelain and enameled ware is an absolute guarantee of perfect sanitation in the home. Look at the artwork on these ads too. Like, look at those goats. Here's the table of contents. Some nice pictures and photographs. Japanese anemones. Gourds. Back then, drawing and painting gourds was very popular. You can still come across them in antique stores. Porches and verandas. Making a vegetable garden pay, an amateur's remarkable success, a record of personal experience. There were cucumbers in abundance. Here's alphabetical planting table for flowers. And it just lists all the different flowers and when to sow the seed, has times, when to set out plants, distance to transplant, height of plants. Wow, it's pretty comprehensive actually. And here's one for vegetables. Complete planting table for flowers and vegetables arranged by months. I wonder if this was in every magazine or if this was just in like the annuals. Six interesting summer houses. A rustic summer house covered with clematis, outdoor music room on a large estate. The hardy flocks. I guess if you're interested in horticulture, this would definitely be a magazine you'd be interested in. Pass them along. A page of helpful suggestions for amateur gardeners contributed by other amateurs. There's something about garden gloves to protect bulbs from mice. An inexpensive hotbed. A sure cure for insect pests on pot plants. Yeah, tobacco. That's using tobacco to keep insects away is an old tip. I mean, my grandparents would even, if someone left some pack of cigarettes because they didn't smoke, like if they had a visitor had left a pack of cigarettes, they would take the cigarettes and just shred all of the tobacco all over the plants to keep insects away. A suburban farm which paid for itself. Celery has proved profitable. It's an amazing what good condition this very, very old magazine is in. I mean, look at the date. This is really good condition. Poultry. How to raise the chicks with the least trouble. You know, if you are interested in raising chickens for eggs, like a lot of people are doing nowadays, it's not a bad idea to look to old publications like this because sometimes we tend to forget the tried and true techniques of the past. And as we get so far ahead of things, some of the common sense things are not practiced anymore, and then we rediscover them. So sometimes it's good to have this kind of document. Some tricks of planting, how the appearance of house and grounds may be entirely changed. Chickering pianos. That's a pretty ad. A departure in tone production. Recent experiments in the direction of tone production made by us have resulted in the perfection of a notable grand piano, the Style X, next in size larger than the famous quarter grand. It is an instrument of rare and exquisite tone in which quality and not quantity has been the first consideration. It is a new departure in modern piano building, and in inviting attention to it, we do so with much pride and success of our efforts. Here's an old ad for Piers. Piers is essentially a toilet soap. A soap good for clothes, won't benefit face and hands. Don't use laundry soap for toilet or bath. That is if you value clear skin. Piers is pure soap and matchless for the complexion. But this is Hall's Hair Renewer. Sold for over 60 years, yet we have just changed the formula, the style, bottle, and the manner of packing. As now made, it represents the very latest researches both at home and abroad, a high-class and thoroughly scientific preparation. Working gloves. Velvet grip. Never slips nor tears. Every pair warranted. Hose supporter. Horticultural terms which everyone should know. And we have bulb, pip, cane, cutting, seedling, dormant, pot grown, sucker, graftage, fruit, standard trees, annual, shrubs, deciduous, and conifers. Hardy flaxes. Lord and Burnham Company. We are often asked this question: what is it going to cost to run my greenhouse? Must I have an extra man, a regular gardener? No, any handyman about your place with a little of your supervision can do it. You'll enjoy giving it that much attention. Your man, who during the winter months frequently has so little to do, will be kept busy. Be better for being busy. You will find it intensely interesting work, this looking after things in a greenhouse. It is one of the most delightful winter pastimes imaginable, and to think of the flowers and fruits to be had. Help for home builders. Ideal concrete machine. They're making cinder blocks, it looks like, if I'm not mistaken. Ideal concrete blocks can be made easily, rapidly, and cheaply. Yeah, it looks like he's making cinder blocks. American Beauty roses. A lot of, it wasn't that long ago that I realized that the title of American Beauty was a pun on the name of the rose. The movie was named after a rose, and I'm sure I was the last person to realize that, but I never realized it. That the roses she was clipping in the beginning of the movie were American Beauty roses. A little flow chart there. Horsfort's hardy plants. Strawberries. Big, red, and luscious are grown from Allen's choice vigorous strawberry plants. None better. Gregory seeds. If you listen very hard, you can hear in the air outside the soft tune of an ice cream truck going through the neighborhood, selling ice cream to the children. Annual special sale, Ostermore mattress. Old hickory spindleback chair for $1.75. Guaranteed most serviceable, comfortable, attractive chair for porch and lawn use ever sold at a remarkably low price. I'm sure for $1.75, yeah. West solid steel pruning shears. Minon's toilet powder. Borated talcum. March winds are powerless to harm. I recently heard, that there was a suit against Johnson & Johnson because talcum powder was linked to causing cancer in women. And it's interesting because my whole life talcum powder was one of those, for many, many people, that was an essential hygiene product. It's interesting. It's like, how long did we use asbestos before we realized it was deadly? Global Nikki, Cincinnati. To buy a home library. Where's that? Elastic bookcases, I see. Okay. Look at that. You can still buy buggies, horse-drawn buggies. 34 years selling direct. Elkhart carriage and harness and manufacturing. I mean, cars already were in existence at this point, but Vic's Garden and Floral Guide. Seeds. Meehan's Mallow Marvels. An entirely new race of handy perennials. Thomas Meehan Sons. Roses, trees, peas, shrubs. Japalac, a stain and varnish combined, all you need to beautify your home. It's the hardest, most durable, and lustrous finish made. Embraces 16 beautiful colors you can use for refinishing everything about the home from cellar to garret. You keep your entire home looking like new by use of Japalac. It costs but a trifle. Fireside hospitality. When the chill north winds drive us to our fireside, it is then we seek our friends and strengthen the ties of good fellowship. Bright converse, merry laughter, dainty collations with Nabisco sugar wafers. As the alluring tidbit to linger on the palate, deepen the impress upon the memory of charming hospitality. National Biscuit Company. Nabisco. National Biscuit Company. I don't know if I even knew that. Here's an ad for Prudential, which you can still get your insurance from. 31 years of success. Now I'm sure that's a lot longer. The Potential, The Rock. $18 Pueblo Indian rug for $10 delivered. $2 Zuni Indian basket free with rug. $18 is a lot of money for a rug. No illustration can do justice to this beautiful Indian rug on account of the exquisite blending of colors and texture of the weave. It is woven by hand on primitive looms entirely from hand-cleaned, hand-spun wool by the Pueblo Indians. Fast colors, even, close weave, and will literally last a lifetime. Who is right about the best cream separator? Cactus, roses. Bissell Sweeper. Bissell still makes this kind of stuff. Here is a great ad for Rambler. The 1907 catalog at your service. A medium-weight, high-class touring car with more new and practically valuable features than ever before embodied in one car. The new balance clutch and the most convenient and efficient sliding gear transmission alone entitle this model to your careful investigation. These and many other valuable features shown in our 1907 catalog now at your service. $2,000 for that car. Spray with Brown's Traction Power Sprayer. Look at that thing. Thorburn seeds are absolutely the best. They are unequaled for purity and germination and no more expensive than others. Landscape designing, old-fashioned flowers or hardy perennials. Chrysanthemums. The publisher's failure places in our hands the remainder of their greatest publication, Red Path's History of the World, 9 massive Royal Octavo volumes, 4,000 double column pages, 2,000 superb illustrations, brand new, latest edition, down to date, beautifully bound in half Morocco. At less than even damaged sets were ever sold. We will name our price only in direct letters to those sending the coupon below. Tear off the coupon, write name and address plainly, and mail us before you forget it. Here's the coupon to tear off. (1850-1907) Clifton Springs Sanitarium. At the close of the trying winter comes March, the worst month of the year. If planning a change on account of health, do not undertake a long, tedious journey to the south or west where the weather conditions are no better than may be found near home. The famous health resort offers exceptional opportunities for rest and recuperation. Here will be found all the comforts of a home, but without anxieties and responsibilities, and with a service equal to the best hotels in the land. There is a resident staff of physicians, assisted by a corps of trained nurses and attendants, whose whole time is devoted to the welfare of our guests. This is for people with tuberculosis. People with tuberculosis were living, but they were struggling to live in climates where they could function better. And so the sanitarium offers a place where they could be treated. Everything for the garden. Peter Henderson and Company. Title of our 1907 catalog, the most beautiful and instructive horticultural publication of the day, a book of 180 pages, 700 engravings and photo reproductions, 6 superb colored plates, 2 new creations in Bush lima beans, 4 1908 novelties free. To everyone who orders direct from this advert, we will present free, if asked for, anyone with a 50-cent order, any 2 of the dollar order, or any 4 with an order of $2. These novelties. Colfax pony carts. Little carts for little folks. A pony cart is the dream of childhood. It's like something for the kids here. Famous Keystone lawn rollers. If you would ensure a thick, healthy, velvety lawn, follow the above advice. Get one of Bush's famous Keystone lawn rollers. How many cigars do you throw away? Half smoked because of the time you didn't want a long smoke, just a medium-sized cigar perhaps. If you're an average smoker, you waste nearly half your cigars. On the other hand, you object to a relighted cigar, a stale smoke at best. It's quality, not quantity, you want, and here's as fine a cigar as any man could desire. The new Cadillac Model G, and for once Cadillac actually shows their car, and they don't have their logo yet, but they do have a picture of the car. $2,000. Look for the dog. The Victor 4. And that's if you didn't have a piano, you could have the gramophone, or the talking machine, as it was called. It's a very pretty ad. A famous dog. Pabst extract. I wonder if it's the same company that makes Pabst Blue Ribbon. The everyday car of comfort, Wayne. Only in actual service can the true worth of an automobile be determined. Take the Wayne from any standpoint: ease of control, cost of maintenance and operation, smoothness of riding, style, finish, and compare it with any other car made. Then you will appreciate what we mean by the assertion that the 1907 Wayne has no peer, giving the greatest value ever offered for the money. $3,500 to $2,500. So this is a fairly expensive car, but look how big it is. It's seating 5 people. Hess heating system. Beekeeping. Studebaker electric carriages. How much are these guys going for? It's a captivating car. I don't see a price. Studebaker electric cars, the Runabout, Stanhope, Victoria Phaeton, Special High Speed, Stanhope, and Coupe meet every demand of the most exacting private carriage services. Coffee. Need a sip of coffee here. Too much bad light, that's your trouble. Go back to oil lamps. Listen to this. Your trouble, said a noted oculist to a well-known New Yorker, is from the effect of too much bad quality light. You use your eyes hard all day, and you go home and strain them all evening in rooms lighted with mantle gas or acetylene or electric lights. You are suffering from the same delusion as thousands of others. You think that so long as light is abundantly brilliant, it makes no difference about the quality of the light of its rays. Let me ask you whether you think you would grow fat eating a pack of sawdust 3 times a day. No. Then don't starve your eyes with the abundance of sawdust quality light. What they need is soft yellow, restful light. These qualities are essential to the eyes. Without them, greater brilliancy merely means quicker ruin of your eyes. If you want to save your sight, go back to oil lamps quick. Conservatism, holding on to the tried and true things of the past. As people resisting the electric light bulbs, as we resist now the halogen light bulbs that they're demanding that we purchase instead of the incandescent light bulbs that we all grew up with. Hoodoo muskmelon. Sanitas, the washable wall covering, wipes dirt right off the wallpaper. Every progressive architect and interior designer should have a supply of our design blanks, which faintly outline the interlocking shapes of Pennsylvania rubber tiling. Huh. Pennsylvania Rubber Company. And that's the whole magazine. I'll do one more flip through in case there's something you wanted to see again. Suburban Life, Spring Angle, March 1907. And I have some more copies of a Suburban Life if you found this interesting. So let me know, and I can always do more. See you tomorrow night. Bye.